Real quick, this is Unplugem. A couple of details that were left out of the other videos need to be cleared up right here, right now, and that's what we're going to do in the name and sake of time and truth. Okay, the movie that I was called to be an extra in was called The Devil Made Me Do It, and upon getting down on the set, which was downtown in a warehouse type of district, I inquired about whose idea it was to make this movie. Now, keep in mind at this time we're having meetings down in my basement, talking about the Illuminati and various conspiracy theories and the conspiracy theories in music even. And so I was a little suspicious about coming down to the set. But again, I was called by a friend of mine, a guy I've known since high school, and his spirit was not in question at all. But when he called me, the sound in his voice, the stoicness, the seriousness in his tone was somewhat alarming or noticeably different. And I maintain that that was because, again, in the spirit realm game, when you're playing this game, when you're dealing with these spirits in the machine, they manipulate and orchestrate things. It's not so much of a adjustment bureau philosophy going on where there's a guy trailing you and blah blah blah. No, the spirit realm can set things up. The spirit realm can hop from individual to individual and cause things to happen, to make phone calls and arrangements and put people where the spirits want you to be for their various purposes. And we know that the purpose of the evil one is to kill, steal, and destroy. So I got down to the set. I inquired of someone. I don't even remember who it was. It wasn't Dogmatic, but it was somebody close to Dogmatic down there, K-Stone. And I asked the individual, I said, whose idea was it for this movie? And the individual said, well, it was Proof's idea, but K-Stone wrote it, Dogmatic, and it was called The Devil Made Me Do It. So I had to clear that up. Secondly, very important also, going back to the John Todd and the 13th Floor reference, the master tape that was on the conference room table, it was sitting inside of a pentagram drawn on the table, and on each point of the pentagram was a candle. Very important detail. Sorry, I just kind of got on the stream of consciousness and left that out. Sorry about that. Next, Andre 3000's reference in the song Thought Process. They let me off on the 13th float when they told me that there wasn't one. They said it skipped from 12 to 14. Still smoking, still drinking. No, I'm sitting on the Lincoln 4 a.m. thinking. Okay, Andre 3000 is very esoteric and creative, and that line, as many times as I heard it, I never added that as more credibility to what Proof had said. It really was the other day when I listened to that song again, and I happened to hear it, and everything connected. Like, wow, that's what Proof was talking about. So that's one reason, too, why I went and did some research on the 13th floor and wanted to make this video for you. Then lastly, got to get this in. Proof was killed on 8 Mile. He wasn't from 8 Mile. He was a 7 Mile dude. My understanding was between 7 and 6 Mile. I stayed between 6 and 7 Mile as well. But Proof stayed between 7 and 6 miles. Swifty did. And you know, we wasn't 8 Mile guys. So while he was on 8 Mile, you know, I believe that was part of the ritual setup. It was a ritual setup, much like how I got down to the movie thing. Somebody, some things were orchestrating getting Proof to that place to make that sacrifice that day and that time. In a bar that a lot of people didn't even go to, wasn't well known. It was just an odd place for him to get killed in. When we all heard about it, it was odd. We all thought it was odd. You know, he was in certain circles, and that wasn't his usual circle. Not that he wouldn't be in the after hours, but just not that one on that street. Okay, 8 Mile. So I wanted to clear those things up. Be blessed, and I believe that's about it. Rest in peace to our fallen Detroit rap icons, Proof, Dilla, and Baatin. We'll never forget you guys, and we're going to carry on the legacy of what you did beyond the music. Okay, you were conscious brothers. So let's all be conscious. Use some wisdom, some knowledge, some understanding, some overstanding and understanding, and get out of this devil's game. Because the spirits in the machine are going to come for you next. Get out the game. Shalom.